I had my crack research department uh, go through, scour all your social media stuff and some stuff on the internet and find out what people are saying. And I'm going to address that. But what's important that people know is that Kentucky Power AEP and Tanner is not ducking. They're not going to duck the questions. No, the transparency is, I may not like what I'm about to hear from you, but I appreciate your honesty and what you're going to tell me about this stuff, because nobody wants to see rate increases. But the reality is, when our school boards and our library boards, they have got a certain level that they have to maintain. And if they don't maintain that level because of several things, houses not selling fast enough, or because there's not enough people putting money into that money, they have to raise taxes. So if there's less people, they have to raise taxes. Nobody likes that. What's happening, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that because the lack of jobs are here and people are moving out, and we don't have the coal boom like we had many years ago, and there's not a lot of jobs being creative, and there's not a lot of people and businesses and companies and individuals paying that finite number of money that it takes to generate that power for us to turn the lights on, it's going to cost us more. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah, so I think of it, I've had this conversation a little bit with some other stakeholders as well. It's kind of like you look at kind of like a pie analogy, right? If all of a sudden, so let's say we build rates based on a certain size of pie, right? And then somebody comes in and takes a slice out of that pie that's not, like something goes away. Now all of a sudden we have to redistribute that smaller pie over that same customer base, or the remaining customer base. So it's the same thing. So if we have a room full of, 100 people, and we design rates to collect the amount of money we need to operate over that 100 people, and then 10 people leave, even if we keep the cost exactly the same, now we have to redistribute the cost that those 10 people were paying over the remaining 90. And so that's part of the problem, or part of the thing that we're dealing with a little bit, is we've had, over the last, 5 to 10 years, we've seen significant load loss. And really in our industrial class is where we see it, right? So coal mining load has obviously been a big area for us in terms of loss of load. You also have to remember the way we built our system initially, our distribution system. So our distribution system was functionally built so that it could serve coal mining load kind of off those radio feeds, right? And so when that coal mining load goes away, now all of a sudden residential customers are the only people that are being served by those facilities. So you're kind of reallocating costs that was being paid by those coal mining customers to residential customers. And so the system's a little bit bigger,
Sure.
right? Because it had to serve coal mining load. So now we have to reinvest to resize that equipment so that it's reflective of only serving residential load. So that's part of it. And I will tell you, I think from our perspective, I see what we do from an economic development position every day. Our economic development manager's office is right down the hall from me. I know she is constantly working. The number one thing that we can do to help customers is get load in Eastern Kentucky, and we are committed to it, and we work on it every day. We really, 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 really need, all the help we can get, all hands on deck. We need business in Eastern Kentucky. We need jobs in Eastern Kentucky so that we can grow and, reduce, some of the unemployment statistics we see. The more jobs we can get in here, the more we can get people good paying jobs, the better we can positively impact rates, right? It's the same concept the other way, right? If we set rates based on 100 people, but we add 120 people, now we take those same costs and spread them over the 120 instead of the 100. So that drives bills down for everyone. And so that's the number one thing that we are committed to try to, grow Eastern Kentucky, bring jobs back to Eastern Kentucky, specifically, manufacturing jobs, large industrial manufacturing would be great. And that's the number one thing that we can do to help rates. So